Various promising solutions emerged within the co-creation meeting organized by Empower Citizen and Maria. One of them is particularly intriguing. A team has proposed to transform Pernis city in a diffuse, collaborative urban garden. More or less, they say, take the green spaces across the city, parks, flower beds, flower pots, abandoned areas, whatever, plant vegetables there, and call the citizens to take care of them. Firstly, gardening offers socializing opportunities. Secondly, the solution would allow to multiply exponentially the green meeting points across the city. Finally, the active role of the citizen can lower the management cost of the green areas. Cool, isn't it? Well, it is better to test it.
Testing a possible solution before implementing. It helps you save time and money. Modifying a product or service after its launch is expensive. Testing the product or service before its launch will ensure all last-minute adjustments are made with a minimum additional cost, if at all. In other words, testing can be used to learn if your solution actually creates value to the target people, how your solution can grow in terms of people who adopt it.
Think about Rita and her friends. Will their gardens really help the citizens socialize? Will citizens be engaged in taking care of the gardens?
Over the last years, Lean Startup of Eric Ries emerged as a primary method to develop products and services through testing. Lean Startup implies 3 steps. Build a minimum viable product, or MVP. Measure the impact you reach with the MVP. Learn how to develop the MVP to further increase the demand of your solution and spread its positive impact. The method is centered on exploiting a minimum viable product, that is, a prototype of the solution equipped with the minimum of features necessary to make it usable by the target people, and to test the solution's value and growth. Look at the MVP of Rita and her team. 10 flower pots with some tomatoes, courgette and aromatic plants, and a simple, engaging billboard. Remember, the MVP must be built with minimum effort and time, therefore it is far from perfect. When you have your first MVP ready, run the test, that is, establish the baseline, give the MVP to the final users and measure their first reaction. This is the baseline you will measure the future improvements against. Tune the engine. Start to modify your MVP to understand how to make your solution more useful and in demand. Then retest it. Persevere or pivot. On the basis of the results, keep going on developing your solution as it is, or change some of its fundamental aspects. There are many techniques to build your tests. An example is service staging. Read the additional readings to have some clues. Keep in mind that to steer the test effectively, you have to measure its results correctly. Use metrics that can be actionable, clear cause-effect relationships highlighted, accessible, information comprehensible to the people who have to use it, auditable, verifiable data. Also, Empower Citizens and Maria have launched their MVP, placing their 10 flower pots in different points of the city. The first results are mixed. 500 people commented positively on Facebook. 100 of them declared to have done their part. No one picked the vegetables, they did not trust them. A data is particularly interesting. The teenagers of 2 schools and the elders of a cultural association were the most active. Why not bet on these groups as early adopters and promoters? Thus, Rita and her fellows have transformed their initial MVP in a kit with all the basic instructions and stuff to build a flower pot with some vegetables. Then they asked 4 classrooms and 4 cultural associations to build small gardens across Pernis city. The targeted groups created 80 pots and told their experience to families and friends. After 2 weeks, the Facebook group have received requests for 200 new kits. Moreover, some people wrote unexpected messages like that, "Hi gardeners of Sunset Street, your salads in the pot in front of my home seem gorgeous. May I pick 2 of them? I promise to give you a hand. Smiley face. My name is Pete. It would be a pleasure to meet you." Bingo!
To make a quite long story short, Rita, Marek and Maria have finally steered the development of their solution to be useful and requested by the citizens of Pernis City. Now, they have to implement their service daily and at a wider scale.
To do so, a service blueprint is one of the most powerful tools designers exploit. A service blueprint details in a visual manner all the aspects of a service to deliver, from touchpoints to behind-the-scenes processes. It is described by the perspectives of all the actors involved, the users, the providers, and their third parties. It is used to organize how to deliver the service, but it works also for a product. For example, if you are a citizen of Pernis City, you can now download the Urban Garden Revolution app, register and access the instructions developed by experts and passionates for building different gardens. Then order online your seeds and pick them up in the local groceries. Finally, point at where your garden is on the online map and call other registered citizens to join you. Remember, a new service or product always implies a change that might require some adjusting to. Therefore, it is fundamental to implement also the basic principles of change management. That is, plan, implement, and review change. Moreover, it is crucial to involve all the people who have to contribute. In this sense, storytelling, the sharing of insights through a narrative, offers an invaluable help. If you want to further explore these topics, you can find more details in our additional readings.
We have arrived at the end of our lecture video, and if you are curious to know about some example of how technology and creativity can help social innovation, well, watch our expert video.